Reading the Bible with Loke. What y'all doing out here? How y'all doing? uh, Psalm 52. Before I get into Psalm 52, we talk about. Uh, I'll talk about it a little bit and give you my perspective. The Alabama brawl. Let me look at the clock. I don't want to go too long. Could be a long topic. So I've always, for a long time, had a part-time job, and from my perspective, that's my part-time job because I'm there on a Saturday. I think it was like Saturday, something like that. And the moment there's a certain kind of in my mind, like just on how I handle part-time jobs, how I my work ethic, my work ethic, when I'm on the clock, all that. So I put myself in this position, and the moment where I get feedback to where you're not gonna move your boat, that's a hey, I need a manager over here at Doc, da 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 da, come get your folk, right? Because I don't get benefits, part time folk, you know what I'm saying? We ain't coming to the party really. If there's a party, there's not a whole lot of benefit from me being, I'm gonna make sure my job, I don't need to call a manager. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep my part time job for this reason, for that reason, for this little bit extra, whatever the reason is. So, from my perspective, it's kind of crappy, man. You know what I'm saying? For me to be on my part time and get ganged on in that aspect. In another aspect, though, it wouldn't have never came that far. Me throwing off my hat, all that. I'm just not. That's just my perspective. And like I said, I've had part time jobs for years. Um, I can't since for man, I've always had a part time except that brief little my brief stint in Atlanta. Other than that, all right, it's been over 2 minutes. Anyway, that's how I feel about the Alabama brawl. Uh, yeah, man, prayers to everybody involved. I don't like to see us fighting at all. You know what I'm saying? It looked like people were just trying to have a good time, and I've been in that mode where I'm having a good time, and you tell me something out the way, it don't really matter skin color at that point. Pass, we pass all that. Psalm 52. Let's get into this. I've said enough about that. Who do you boast of evil, O mighty man? The loving kindness of God endures all day long. Your tongue devises destruction like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You lose evil more than good. Sorry, you love evil more than good. And falsehood more than speaking what is right. So you prefer gossip. You love all words that devour, O deceitful tongue. But God will break you down forever. He will take you away and tear you away from your tent. That's 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 OG talk. Like, and uproot you from the land of the living. The righteous will see it and fear and will scoffingly laugh, saying, Look, this is the man who would not make God his strength, his stronghold and fortress, but trusted in the abundance of his riches. Take refuge in his wealth. But as for me, I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust confidently in the love kindness of God and forever and ever. I will thank you forever because you have done it. What's going on with my mouse? Alright, let's go, mouse. You have rescued me and kept me safe. I will wait on your name, for it is good in the presence of your godly ones. Psalm 53. The empty headed fool has said in his heart, There is no God. There are corrupt and evil and have committed repulsive injustice. There is no one who does good. God has looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there is anyone who understands, who seeks after God, who requires him, who longs for him as essential to life. Every one of them has turned aside and fallen away. Together they have become filthy and corrupt. There is no one who does good, no, not even one. Have workers of wickedness no knowledge or no understanding? They eat up my people as though they ate bread and have not called upon God. There they were in great terror and dread, where they had been no terror or dread. For God scattered the bones of him who besieged you. You have put them to shame because God has rejected them. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When God restores the fortunes of his people, let Jacob rejoice. Let Israel be glad. Save me, O God, by your name. Psalms 54. And vindicate me by your wondrous power. Hear me, O prayer. Listen to the words of my mouth, for strangers have risen against me. I'm just trying to think if I ever, people I didn't know. And violent men have sought my life. They have not set God before them. Yeah, like I had an old employer. He was just, I felt like from gate, he was just against me. Behold, God is my helper and ally. The Lord is the sustainer of my soul. He will pay back the evil to my enemies, and your faithfulness destroy them. I needed that scripture back then. I definitely wanted to find old boy and do something to him. Definitely. With a free will offering, I will sacrifice to you. I will give thanks and praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has rescued me from every trouble, and my eye has looked with satisfaction on my enemies. Psalm 55. Listen to my prayer, O God, and do not hide yourself from my plea. Listen to me and answer me. I am restless and distraught in my complaint and distracted. Because of the voice of my enemy, because of the pressure of the wicked, for they bring down trouble on me, and in anger they persecute me. My heart is in anguish within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fear and trembling have come upon me. Horror has overwhelmed me. And I say, oh, that I had wings like a dove, I would fly away and be at rest. I would wander fonder way, I would lodge in the place of wilderness. Bars. I would hurry to my refuge for the stormy wind and from the tempest. Bars. David had bars, yo. There's somebody's gonna read this and be like, yo, this is my bars. Confuse my enemies, O Lord. Divide their tongues, destroying their schemes, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around her walls. Wickedness and mischief are in her midst. Destruction is within her. Oppression and deceit do not depart from her streets and marketplaces. For it is not an enemy who taunts me, then I could bear it. I could handle it. It would be light work. Nor is it one who has hated me, who insolently exalts himself against me. Man, I use that. I don't know. What does that mean? N-S-O-L. Nah, use the L-Y. Don't use that one. Put L-Y on there. Insultingly contemptuous in speech or conduct. Overbearing. I like overbearing. The one who has hated me, who overbearingly exalt himself against me. It sounds like a bully. This just gets too much. It just makes you hate school. Not a bully. Like it just make you like, yo, school is the worst. It don't even gotta be the same bully. It could be a different bully. You just be like, yo. But it is you, a man, my equal and my counsel, my companion and my familiar friend, who had sweet fellowship together, who walked to the house of God in company. Let death come deceitfully upon them. Let them go down alive to Sheol. What did I say I was going to call that place? The place of the dead. For it is in their dwelling and in their hearts and in their midst. As for me, I shall call upon God, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and at noon I will complain and murmur, and he will hear my voice. I would use that if you don't have the just to say it to yourself so you can believe it, because he said it. And if he said it, it's real. It's just so you have that. Evening and morning and at noon I will complain and murmur, and he will hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? If you have any doubt, I mean, I don't know where you are in your belief, but if you have any doubt, I would write that down and just keep that somewhere. Evening and morning and at noon I will complain and murmur, and he will hear my voice. Straight like that. All right, he has redeemed my life in peace from the battle that was against me, for there were many against me. God will hear and humble them, even he who sits from old. Because in them there has been no change of heart, and they do not fear God at all. He, my companion, has put out his hands against those who were at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but his heart was hostile. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Cast your Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain and uphold you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken, slip, fall, fail. But you, O God, will bring down the wicked of the pit of destruction. Men of blood and treachery will not live out half their days, but I will boldly and unwaveringly trust in you. Yeah, no, I really like that. Like, especially if you early, because I think it's okay that you complain and, oh, woe is me, why this happened to me, why you take my kid, why my marriage ain't work, why I get fired from my job, all that. Take all that to him. Take all that. All right, before I get too amped up. Reading the Bible with Logan, yeah, I'm over it. That's cool. I probably talked too much about the thing, but at least I said something about it. Reading the Bible with Logan. Until next time.